Press a button. It's a hangout on air. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, October 1st.
It's October 1st. It's 8:36 p.m.
Happy October.
Happy October, all. Big episode. Sure, why not? Let's call it that. Lots to talk about. You can join us in the chat, of course. It's Shanahanigans Live. Gotta tell you that first, of course. It says so right in the bottom. Episode 143. Not a big deal. It's cash. You know, we're coming up to 150. Not a big deal. No reason to send us presents. Don't worry. Don't trouble yourself.
We do this for the fun of it. But we also really like presents.
We also do it to ask a question. Very simple question. One that apparently, the question that drones out my own voice. I'm working on a new technique to keep this instrument away from the microphone. So we're going to try this. So far, so good?
Wow.
Where's my buttons?
See, you can tilt the camera up so they can see you playing it over your head.
I don't know how to. I'm gonna knock everything over. There you go. I'm gonna lean back in my chair.
All right, this is gonna be some.
Nope. Okay, so is.
Hit.
Recording.
It's a broadcasting.
It's time for.
Shanahanigans Live.
If you're at home, put up your hands too. Don't leave me out in the cold.
Yeah.
It's a recording.
It's a broadcasting.
It's time for.
Shenanigans Live.
My hand is so sweaty. This is dangerous.
Your hands are sweaty?
I'm
Careful.
gonna drop this accordion on my head. Oh, Katie's gonna draw, and you should go pet a dog named Rover. Because it's no longer September, it's, oh geez, it's friggin' October!
Finally.
And the dog named Rover, whichever, he'll have a little sweater. Little October doggy sweater, leaf themed.
With a pumpkin on it.
Oh, everyone now at home with their friends and families and enemies, there's a recording!
It's a broadcasting.
It's time for...
Time for the show that's called...
Shenanigans Live. Let's do sorries now. Awesome. It is Wednesday, October.
You did good with it over your head.
I did.
Wow.
It was for audio purposes because apparently the sound is overpowering my lovely singing voice. Welcome to Shanahanigans Live, episode 143. As I said, no need to send presents. I know 150 is coming up. That's just another day. You know, it's just like, oh, you woke up in the morning, have a cup of tea. Like, no, it's another day. You know, but if you feel you must send presents on the 150 episode, or at the very least, or letters of, hey, what's up? Send it to this name right here. I have no other contact information. It is, of course, the first day of October, and it makes us all melancholy for the end of summer, but the welcoming for the beginning of pumpkin spice latte season, of course.
You mean PSLs?
Oh, guess what, guys? PSL. Friggin' Starbucks is like, you know what? Pumpkin spice latte, way too hard to say. Let's make the most awkward acronym to mouth. PSL. Pumpkin spice latte. Enjoy. I hate it. I will never ask for a PSL. I went today for my first of the season, first of the year, pumpkin spice latte. And you know what? I did it the cool way. I didn't bother this PSL business. I didn't even do the full version. I said pumpkin spice, because everyone knows what you're there for. They didn't ask me if I wanted it as a frappe. No, they know what I'm there for. It's all good. Speaking of all good, we have the chat open in the Google Plus interface. Yes, delightful Google Plus. Never causes us trouble.
Never.
We have Benjamin in Boston, who even before the show. What a trooper. Benjamin Boston was saying, oh boy, it's starting soon. And it took us another 20 minutes to start. And then he responded with, that may have been preemptive. Up to the minute
we saw you
updates.
there and we were like, let's make him wait.
It's like, give him 5 more, sweat it out. Cal McDonald with the appropriate woo. Cal McDonald.
Hello.
We also have a little Armina bringing it real with Happy Inktober. That's right, kids.
It is Inktober.
I've had some people on Twitter asking, not to me, but I just read their tweets asking, what are the rules of Inktober? Katie.
Basically, Inktober is a collective that was started by someone we know, Jake Parker, who is one of our also did Missile Mouse and the Antler Boy anthology, but he started up this kind of group, we all for the month of October. Just everybody has to ink one drawing a day. It can be really simple, it can be really elaborate, but you got to just draw a day. And it's not computer ink; it's like
real ink.
You know,
straight from the octopus.
Well, because with the everything's going digital, so this is a chance to, like, you know, this is the one I did yesterday, October 1st. It's a little fox witch. She's dipping her broom in a giant ink thing, and she's writing Inktober, and it gives you a chance to kind of play around. Had much time or reason to use before, so you can crack out just your different inking pens and try out different papers and just have fun. Basically, it's just an excuse to draw for you, because you know, it's good to keep busy. It's awesome to be able to work in this field, but it's important to draw for you too, and sometimes we don't have a lot of time to do it. So even just something small, just something little, or even simpler than this, if you can just do one drawing a day, then that's Inktober. And then you hashtag whoever you're sharing with, whether it's Twitter or Instagram or Tumblr or Facebook.
Calligraphy is probably also acceptable, right? Like a nice, if you want to just like write anything.
What you're really into, for sure, yeah.
Just use ink. Now, is there?
Yeah, just take it to ink.
Is there like an official place to post your stuff, or is it more of a hashtag, like just Inktober?
It's a hashtag, so I mean, like
daily fan art.
Doing, it's everywhere. It's Tumblr. It's wherever people post art. They're and the hashtag is just working on too, so you get that nice community feel.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
It's always fun. There's no, I don't know if writers ever have anything like that. Like, write with ink now, and I'm like, no, that's not happening.
Now we'll use the
quilted pen and a candle tip in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I hate writing now.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be called Chicken Scratch Sember or something like that. I don't know what it'll be. This is going to be blotchy February. I don't know. It's not going to be fun for anyone.
There's like different sized keyboards, and now we'll use the old 1980s keyboard.
Yeah. Ka-chunk, Katember, I don't know, February. That'd be mine.
You could start that, because Jake started Inktober. You could start.
Oh yeah, it'll be Ka-chunk, Kasember, and we have to all use the keyboards that they used in war games. Those old computer keyboards, like chugga 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 chugga, and you have to record it, and people have to guess what you wrote, and it's a fun interactive event. So this February, join in, writers. We also have Maya a little while ago saying flails arms, which I only see Kermit doing that yay kind of thing. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Thank you for that. If you want to join us in the chat, of course, the chat is not really a chat. It's a question and answer board where we choose amongst you who is most worthy to have your questions answered. A bunch of stuff to talk about this month, this episode. But first and foremost, most important, teaser trailer for The 100, Season 2.
Oh, no. You put that on my wall.
Yes,
I was like, I want to be surprised, because that show.
I want a fresh take. And this.
What is even happening?
Oh man, this trailer, man, this is crazy, man. There's this one moment in this trailer. I don't want to spoil it, but here we go. There's this one moment in the trailer where she just briefly looks at herself in the mirror during doing something, and it's just like a quick moment of her just entering an elevator with knives and type things. Don't worry about it. But it was really kind of an interesting moment, because she like just looks at the reflection quickly and then goes back to what she's doing. And I'm just like, that's her reflecting on how much she's changed since season 1. Oh!
Why? Because in season 1 she's like, la 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 la.
Yeah. She's like, we have to preserve water. And here she's like, kill everyone. And I'm like, this show has changed.
Wow.
So if you want to watch The 100...
Oh, so you're saying she can't even look at herself in the eyes in the mirror? Is that...
Oh man, this show. Some people slag the show off, being like, "Oh, it's YA love triangle bullshit." I'm like, no, man, this show's got the most weight. Like, I don't know.
Exactly that.
I don't know what The Wire was all about, but this show's heavy. Friggin' The 100, CW's The 100. Check it out, man. Can't wait for Netflix. Cannot wait. Oh, so excited. That's like my pilot season update, because I haven't watched anything else. I don't know if you guys have been watching anything like Gotham or Scorpion or Living
mixed
Forever
things about
Guy.
Gotham. I'm interested in checking it out.
Nothing. All I've heard is
Forever
Guy. Living Forever Guy. I think it's called like Eternal or Forever or something like that. It's basically the guy, every time he gets killed, he respawns in like the New York River or something like that. the Manhattan
Oh,
River.
that's a weird place.
Yeah. So it's just like he'll be like, but he like, it was described to me almost kind of like Naked Gun. It's like he solves crimes by like killing himself in that way, and then he just respawns and runs back in the room dripping wet, be like, and that's how he died.
Okay, speaking of Naked Gun, you know that Heavy Rain video game you gave us?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
You started playing.
So it's a friggin' intense thing. He's been playing through it. At first, it's like as you get used to all the things, it's like, so what? It's like now I'm like playing ball with the kids. Now I'm making my kid a sandwich. Now I'm making sure my kid does homework. I'm like, what the hell is this game even? And then as you watch, it gets more and more crazy intense. But like I'm not much of a gamer because I keep messing up. There's one sequence where it's like the detective guy has to chase down a perp, and Jerry's like, hey, why don't you check this out? And I'm like, okay. And it ended up turning into everything I pressed was wrong, so he would keep tripping into boxes and falling over people, like knocking over oranges in a supermarket. And we were like laughing. It was supposed to be this really cool scene, and I failed it miserably because it's like as soon as a button shows up, you have to touch that button, and that means you're going to jump over.
Yeah, it's a quick time event, basically.
And basically, it's this cool chase that's supposed to happen through the streets and into a supermarket, and it just turns into like Benny Hill music.
Yeah. It made me reminiscent of the best chase scene of all time from Return of the Killer Tomatoes, where the guy like gets into the truck and backs out right into boxes and crashes. It's like ba-da-da-da, and it's just over. Like this chase scene was like 5 seconds long. Yeah.
I watched that recently. I still love it.
Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
It's just as ridiculously cheesy as it was.
It's so campy. If you haven't checked that out yet, do yourself a favor. Don't even watch the original. Skip straight to Return of the Killer Tomatoes, because Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, I've heard it's just kind of slow and whatever. We got other people talking about Cal McDonald watched the Sleepy Hollow new season, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I haven't touched yet.
I really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I'm really loving it.
I haven't started the new one.
It's super groovy.
Such a good show. Those are her fall premieres. Matthew Bachard's been watching some Steven Universe, which I'm behind on. I'm behind on a bunch of things. Is there a new season? There's new stuff. There's like the band episode where Steven has a band. I haven't watched a lot of episodes. Some
blue-haired character got revealed, and I'm like, I need to see this episode.
Yeah, I'm behind. Like, what was
My style guru.
Well, I guess like get into some of the things that I have been watching. The last thing I watched and finished recently was BoJack Horseman.
Did you finish it?
I finished it. Like, here's the thing. The first episode was kind of all right. I'm like, all right, I guess animals or people and jokes and la la la. But like, the more you watch it, you just gotta find out what happens next. And the show does, like, for an animated sitcom, there's a lot of stuff that carries over. Like, from previous episodes, there'll be something that's like left on the floor that will come into play like later. Or, you know, it's like stuff doesn't just erase and reset like in The Simpsons or whatever. It's like there's stuff carries over. And by the end, it gets so heavy to a degree that I'm just like, I don't even want a season 2. I just want to end it here and be like, that was excellent. You know,
wow.
Season 2, I fear season 2 might like just roll back and try to redo season 1, like, unless they know what they're doing. But I'm just like, the arc works so well for me. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm just saying, like, BoJack was a really interesting show if you haven't seen it all yet. You know,
I say that intro gives you a really good the tone of a lot of it, just kind of that it's like a really good intro, but it gives you that kind of empty.
Yeah. Well, it's like that famous really empty kind of thing, which is like a lot of, one of the themes of it, of course. But like that, the intro sequence is fantastic to BoJack. It's just this really empty kind of synth song, then like the saxophone kicks in, and it's just very stark visually. But it's definitely, check it out. Like, I know you guys may be a little oversaturated with the advertisements from Netflix being like, please God, watch it, but give it a shot. It is, you know, watch the first 3 episodes and then continue on to the 100 and watch all of that, and then finish BoJack, and then get back to me on that. My age saying Brooklyn Nine-Nine is excellent. I'm waiting on Arrow, or waiting for Arrow to start again. It is so silly, but I'm so hooked. Does Arrow? I haven't watched any of the DC TV stuff. Is Arrow tonally similar to Smallville, or is it a whole different thing? Is it more moody than it is like, Clark, I gotta make a webpage, but Chili Freezy Man is coming to town and he's making this cornfield cold.
Making some mischief.
And I'm next door neighbors with my arch nemesis in the future. I don't know how that turned out.
Right.
Yeah. Oh well. But to be fair, like, there's a lot of like old Superman canon where he was buddies with Lex Luthor beforehand. so it's not anything terribly new. You know, that's my recommendation for like your Netflix watching. Do check it out. You know, it's an interesting watch. But as far as reading, I've actually gone through a bunch more comics than I have in a long time. You know, I
have too.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Oh, okay, I will.
I've been trying to look up reference this whole time, and I think I lost a file because
If anyone in the chat knows where Kay's file is, chime in, and we can try.
Someone please write.
Right into Shanahanigan. Quickly, we got Kel saying, I like BoJack, but I felt some of the celebrities are awful jokes, are the same jokes we always hear, so I'd like to push it more when they have an awful famous people or something like that. I find some of these celebrities are awful jokes. Yeah, like, there's that, of course, but I just more like watching him do the awful things he does, and it's almost like you watch it in a bit of an Archer way sometimes, where it's like your lead character is a dick, but there's also, unlike Archer, where like you're not really as invested to be like, why is he such a dick? Because I just like him being a dick in Archer. In BoJack, it's kind of interesting to as they unfold, and it's it's nothing too deep or heavy as far as reasons, but it's just like interesting to see the character like come to terms, with why they are the way they are, or something like that. Or like you get shots from different timelines. But that's just my thinking. Go check that out. Quickly, we also have Maya H saying it's way more moody than Smallville, referring to Arrow, but it's also the most comic book-ish thing ever. All of a sudden towards season finale, elaborate and flashy supervillains who just world destruction schemes. Yeah, you gotta keep your stuff. Gotta keep your stuff a little more honed in when you're destroying the world. Make it simpler.
Here we go.
As far as reading, I heard about the series a while ago, so I want to check it out. It's the Manhattan Project by I didn't write down the first names because I was lying down while I was doing this, by Hickman and Pitara. If you know the first names, congratulations. Interesting read, Manhattan Project. It's very different than I thought what it was. I thought it was going to be more docu-comic. It's not at all. It's more ludicrous. When there's scenes of when you have scenes of like Einstein wielding a chainsaw in a singlet to fight stuff, you're like, okay, I got it.
I remember we were having. Yeah, I'm really interested in kind of the history of how this Manhattan comic, and I was like, is that going to be historical or? Yeah,
very quickly I learned it wasn't. I thought it was going to be like this.
It's funny like what we can expect. Whereas I'm the opposite sometimes, where it's like they had the Google announced that you can now street view. I was like, that's awesome! And I was expecting we could actually go into it and solve mysteries. But I was like, Google Maps is not a video game, so I don't know why I was just.
You're like pushing blocks, and you're like,
Okay, yeah, I'm like, let's go read these hieroglyphs and go back in the time machine, and where's Carmen Sandiego, and because we read those
warrants
when we were kids, and yeah, I know, and I'm like, I'm really curious about the pyramids, but I don't actually want to go in them because that's kind of claustrophobic.
No, especially not after the mummy. You're like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna close, and I'm like, now I want to keep those doors propped open.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, Maya's just making this Arrow hour. The first episode of Arrow was so melodramatic, and its moodiness, I laughed, but it got better. Well, it's like a lot of shows, honestly. Like even like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I love. Like the first episode wasn't spectacular. I was kind of worried that I was worried at the end.
Like pilots, it's like they almost make you have to be safer with it.
Well,
almost, and then you go crazy after the pilot.
Well, it's weird because Arrested Development had one of the best pilots I've ever seen, and so did Lost. Both Arrested Development and Lost have like the best two pilots I've ever seen, where I'm like, I get the show, I'm hooked, and it's totally like this throughout the rest. Whereas like the first, the first Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I'm like, is Andy Samberg going to be like an annoying character, or am I gonna like him? And like I feel like he wasn't as annoying after episode 1, where I thought he was just being irritating.
Yeah. Well, that's when I first saw it. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get into this because I saw that first one, but then you guys started watching it, and then you kept. But like as soon as they're all really, and I like him too, but it was like just giving the story and characters room to.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic watch if you want the funnies. I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, going back to if you haven't read it yet, so it's Manhattan Project's an interesting read. It's one of those things where I'm sitting there trying to like decide what to think about it because I'm still not sure because it's one of those things kind of like what's that series? They made a movie about this comic where the guy has guns and he bends bullets in the air and stuff like that. And Angelina Jolie's like, shoot the bullet around me, and he's like, whoop.
Yeah, with McAvoy and Angelina Jolie.
But apparently that has nothing. Yeah. Apparently that has nothing to do with the comic, though. Yeah, it's like no matter how well you swing it. But I forget the name of that book. But it's like that. It's that kind of comic where it's like the team of characters are quote unquote jerks, bad guys, but like you're following along, and like whether you want to root for them or not, I guess it's up to you. In this case, a lot of the main characters I don't want to root for. I'm like, die, just die already. I don't like you.
Yeah.
But that's just my.
When that happens, I can't get into it too much. Like I like an. They still kind of stand for something kind of that I can relate to on a moral level. There was a comic I picked up recently. I picked it up because I liked the art. It was like an older one, Torpedo, and I just found the main character was such an ass, and like he was just abusive, and like he point. And I was just like, why am I even like I'm not rooting for this guy? And then I was talking about it on Twitter, and someone's like, well, yeah, but it's like it's an interesting read, and you can't wait for him to go down. And I'm like, but I don't want to follow that kind of protagonist. Like I want someone that I want. As I'm not going to spoil stuff, but like Breaking Bad is like you get why he starts doing the things he does, and then you're fascinated because of what takes over. But okay, maybe I'm just totally going back on that. Anyway, I just didn't. Some things.
I guess you had an edge. Well, it's the whole thing.
Go back to the last.
It's like the whole thing with
he's an interesting character. This guy in this comic I was reading, I thought he was just a jerk. And didn't have
like
anything
in the case of like your Archers and BoJack and stuff, they're jerk characters, but like there's something about them that you're endeared to. Like Archers, like and the thing about that is also they're capable. In Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like Andy Samberg, he's not a jerk. He's been annoying, but he's also very capable. Yeah. Archer is very capable, but he's a dickhead. And that's the contrast that makes this, because he's selfish, he's self-centered, he blames everyone else for his problems, yet he's fantastic at what he does. And like there's something about that that's so.
He's like on with a bad personality.
Yeah. But anyway, that's like but that's my thought like on that kind of story. But like overall, like I went through 4 of these books, so I'm not saying like I didn't like it. I was just kind of I'm still debating. I'm like, do I root for these characters, or I'm just more interested to see when they fall? Like that's the point you brought up. I'm more interested to see them fail than to see them succeed, because they're kind of like they become this group that are basically running the world for whatever reason, because they like power or safety and this and that. It's just like I want to see them screw up. They're too like their plans are working too well. I'm just like I want to see them fail. So that's hopefully in book 5 they fail miserably. That's my thought. Going back to Maya saying I made a rule for myself that I need to watch at least 3 episodes of a show. I'm going to give a chance before I can drop it. Pilots are often not that good. They have so much to establish in one episode. And like there's some discussion, like if Star Trek The Next Generation was made today exactly as it was, that pilot would have failed like miserably, apparently.
What happened to the pilot again? I'm trying to remember.
I don't recall.
Was the pilot with like was the pilot the one where they all had that weird drunk?
That was the second episode. Kind of like I don't recall the first one being all that bad, honestly. The first one was kind of like it was a little silly, but it's like Data. You got to meet every character through Riker. Because Riker was new to the ship, so Riker was technically your Luke.
Protagonist.
Going to sci-fi.
Going
to sci-fi, and the thing I was going to say about the comic you're talking about, how it's like you weren't really following the lead character. It's like when you have an introductory character who's experiencing everything new, you experience it new as well. So it's like when Riker's like, he's like, oh, go run around the ship and meet everyone. It's like, okay, so you don't feel like it's for you, even though it is, but like you're genuinely following a character who's learning new things and meeting new characters in as much as you would have if you were on the ship. And that's like the identifying point of, Luke being at this wacky alien bar, even though he grew up on this planet, he's never been to that bar. So it's new. It's reasonably new for him as well for you, versus and I'm not saying like every story has to be like that, but like that's just one way to help you identify like with a character and stuff like that, or be invited into that world. Because like the one line I wrote down, I forget who said it, but it was a neat thing of when your main character notices something, the reader notices it, because everything else the character doesn't talk about is accepted as normal for that character. So like if the character like in Men in Black, you have Agent K walking by like aliens pouring coffee and stuff, and he doesn't flinch or whatever, it's like that's just his day. But when you have Fresh Prince. I keep forgetting names. Will Smith, like, whoa, what? You know, then you were just like, that is weird, right? That's supposed to be weird. That's not supposed to happen. You know,
Yeah.
that is strict.
Yeah. I like the varies though, because I like something like a Fifth Element where everything's just super weird, and that's the way it is in the future. But even then, there's the stuff that's introduced that's like, oh, these guys think this thing is. We live in a world where there's this ramen shop boat floating around.
You don't need Bruce Willis to be like, what? The boat flies? And you're like, dude. Well, I guess that also establishes that that's a normal thing, you know, for that world. It's like, because Bruce isn't freaking out that there's a floating ramen ship. It's like, that's cool then. That's this world we live in, this Mobius art world, you know.
Yeah. Giant crystals. And...
I was actually watching, I don't know why, I saw like a behind the scenes for the puppetry of the aliens at the beginning. I don't know why I watched that recently, but it was about like top 10 puppetry, you know, whatever, costumes and stuff in Hollywood. And it was just like talking about how those were just these lumbering costumes that the actors in them couldn't even see out of them, and they were like waddling to walk. And I was like, oh, there's a lot of effort went into that. So go check out Fifth Element if you haven't seen it. It's worth a watch. Another read I just finished today that I bought a while ago that you've read too, of course, is Rat Queens by is it Weber and Upchurch? Weber Upchurch.
Rat Queen. Good show after all.
Yeah, we're very informative and we're helping you all out for the record. What to buy on your Wednesdays comic days?
Very written by Curtis J. Weave, drawn by Rock Upchurch.
There you go.
But just look up Rat Queens. It's fun. I really like it.
Yeah, it was really fun read. It's very like
really good characters.
D&D.
Funny dialogue. I really like the designs. Like it's I find it very enjoyable, and there's merch, and I want to get some of the shirts really bad, but they're sold out.
Oh really? Oh,
the little rat heart design they have.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll have to look
it's a good time for comics. There's some really good comics coming out. Like moved away from the American comics for a while in my teens because they didn't feel as welcoming to me when I was like younger, but I feel now it's like everybody, but like especially me to enjoy.
Yeah.
So this one I like.
Between that and like Saga, oh my gosh, I love Saga
much. Yeah.
I was so delighted by the dialogue.
So excited for the next one.
And I know like everyone loves it, but I'm just like I wasn't prepared for like how casual it was in its language, you know, and I'm just like for like a sci-fi, I'm like it was very relatable versus like being very like, you know, spaceship, you know. It was just like people were just talking. I'm like I feel like we're just hanging out with friends, you know. When you read Saga, you're hanging out with friends. That's what it is. And like Rat Queen's kind of like that too. It's very like it's a Dungeons and Dragons kind of setting, but very casual, very sarcastic, very it's like that kind of like the modern twist on it. But it's also just like silly and a little violent at times, of course. But yeah, definitely check that. That's a recommendation from this end. Check that out.
Absolutely.
And if you guys have any comics to recommend too, be sure to throw in the chat, and we will mention it, and we will say whether we know it or not. I may have talked.
Well, like, because I know, I was just gonna say quickly, like, being Wednesday's new comic day. I haven't been in a comic shop yet, but I know I haven't picked it up yet, but I really want to. Gotham Academy just came out, and I'm a huge Becky Cloonan fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one where she writes it with Brendan Fletcher, who also does the new Batgirl, coming up with Babs Tarr, and the art is by Carl Kerschel, but it's kind of like they're not describing it particularly as like a Harry Potter, but if you like the kind of wizarding occult school stuff and the world of Batman, like this looks like a really the launch party is happening this Saturday, so I might not be able to check out the party, but there's going to be a signing at Little Island.
Oh, it's happening in Toronto? Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they're traveling all over the place, so I think at noon it's going to be at Little Island. They'll be signing there, and then around 7 there's a big party at Poppers. So hopefully when we're running around for the launch, we can pop in and see what's up.
Right. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, there's always stuff going on in the comic world in Toronto. Quickly, we got the third Ed. This reminds me of the 5 Daves back from Rat Queens, but the third Ed
5 Days.
Saga is awesome. Also on the topic of new comics, have you guys picked up Gotham Academy? Thoughts? Now we haven't picked it up yet, but we definitely will keep an eye out for that. which you should also keep an eye out for. I don't know. Did we talk about this last week? We got Sex Criminals by Fraction and Zarsky.
Those are fun.
Did you read the whole thing? Because I actually have the trade down here. I borrowed it.
I will borrow it from you because I read the first one and it's always kind of like I struggle with. I'm not really a collector. Like I don't have space for all the little single trade, but I know sometimes if you don't support the single issues, the chance of a trade coming out is like might be hurt if not enough people are buying the single issues. But like I don't want single issues and the trade, you know. So I mean, I picked up the first one and I was like, I'll just wait because this is really good. I know it's going to come out in book form, so I will borrow that.
Right.
I really enjoy Sex Criminals. It's a fun read.
Give that a read. I don't spoil nothing because it's kind of if I explain it, it
mature.
Kind of ruins the first
it's a mature story, so some sexy times, and it's criminals because they're like kind of like robbing banks or something like that. I'm not going to say too much, but it's fun. Yeah.
Check that out. Get that in a paper bag.
Yeah.
We got
part of your house.
We got Matthew Pritchard saying the webcomics, the female protagonist, Cucumber Quest, and Brawl in the Family have been some fun reads. Brawl in the Family. I don't know that one.
Because I haven't read it yet. I supported the Kickstarter about the first book, and I follow GGDG on Tumblr, and I think her art is amazing. It's kind of hard to put some time into reading webcomics right now. That said, I'm like, I don't read webcomics. Anyway, I just read a webcomics. Mostly because I don't have time. I can't really sit there and read. I'm either making comics or working on storyboards, which is why I prefer to read books because I'm not staring at a screen. But Nimona by Noelle Stevenson or Twitter and Tumblr finished yesterday, and so I gave that a read because it's a contained story and it's really really fun. It's like in this kind of, but it's like kind of modern too, and there's machinery and it's just all lumped in together, and it's interesting that way. But it's like this night, and Nimona is a shape-shifting kind of troublemaking girl who comes in to be a sidekick, and just chaos ensues, and it's just really really good writing, really fun story. The art's really cute, and it's a pretty, like, I think you could read it all in one sitting. So just finished. Check out Nimona out in book form soon. Actually, HarperCollins is publishing it, so that's cool too. She put it out online for 2 years, and then it's being collected into a book form by a big publisher. And then she's also I don't know if she's the creator, but she's a writer on the Lumberjane as well. So
cool. We also have
my plug.
2 new books from 2 Megans. One of them I just found out about today. Our friend Megan Dong, Shark Bites Volume 2.
Yeah,
if you followed her Twitters and Tumblrs, you'll know she makes comics about her cat, Chaos, I believe, or...
Yeah, if you guys ever enjoyed the Show Monkey comics we made, you will love Megan's comics. They're so funny. Her expressions are amazing, and her stuff is just ridiculous. I see her stuff and I'm just like, Frag, she's so good. But yeah, it's like slice of life, but ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. So you'll very much, if you like crazy cats and just fun stuff, you'll like it. And she's a sketch.
Yeah, and I think that's Tumblr. I'm not sure if the book is her cat stuff or her mermaid stuff, but it's both were on the cover, but the title was Shark, so I wasn't sure if it's more about...
I think this one is the cat story, because the mermaid book is called About Mer People.
Okay, I thought she continued that, though. I've seen more posts, so...
She's still doing it. I think she posts on Facebook, because Facebook might be work-related, and there's a lot of naked mermaids.
I'll do it.
It's fun. Oh, boobs canceled.
And the other book, I think there's a party recently for our other friend Megan, which there was a launch this week, wasn't there? Or
Megan Carter's book Takeoff. I think book 2 came out. I knew there was a party at the Comic Book Embassy, which I just kind of knocked me out last week. But yeah, friends in the city making cool stuff, so good on that.
Mm-hmm. Toronto's a great town for comics, just saying. Kel McDonald adds, and have you read Misfits of Avalon? The book comes out on October 8th.
Oh, does it really?
Ooh, October 8th.
Which is, how do you describe it? It's magical girls and their assholes. It's jerk magical girls. And it's a good mix of King Arthur legend and magic and Celtic magic. Coming out this month then, which is awesome. We'll have to find that. So, Misfits of Avalon.
Cool. That's something else to check out. I had a few other things listed down here for comics. Or did I? Okay. Jason Liu's Pitiful Human Lizard Volume 2 was released today, I believe, at, I forget the name of the shop, but it's one of them in Kensington Market. It's like the Comic Stack or something like that. If you haven't read it yet, it's like kind of like the very low-level superhero type story, but it's actually set in Toronto with faithful recreations of many Toronto locations. Like the Pitiful Human Lizard.
Oh.
Jason.
Okay.
And the second volume came out, and it's designed kind of like to look like the old like Fantastic Four covers, just kind of like an old timey comic. But it's cool because it is like I do fanboy a bit when it's like actual Toronto locations between that and like Scott Pilgrim. There's not too many comics these days that like show off the stuff like that. And then I don't mean like just jam the CN Tower in the background. I mean like there's little things like your street cars and your museums and things like that. Definitely check that out because I enjoyed the first one.
And don't say it's New York City. Don't take pictures of Toronto and say it's crazy.
So do bring us your money, your film credit money.
You're sweet.
So that's another one to check out if you're looking to pick up comics. And also, I believe today was the new Thor series came out, where whoever originally was Thor is unworthy of being Thor, so Thor is now a lady who's worthy of being Thor, so she is Thor because that's how Thor works.
Yes. Not Thorette or Thorella.
Not Lady Thor, she is straight up Thor because she wields the power of Thor, and thus she is Thor. Now I know that there's two different versions of Thor. There's the early comic versions where it was like a doctor with a stick, and he's like, Thor! And then he turns into Thor, and he's like, fight! And then he's like, doctor again! I think it's based on more of that theme, because the Ultimates version is closer to the movie version, where there literally is a dude named Thor, and that's the beginning, middle, end of it. So I think this...
I thought he was always a god, though. Like, I didn't know the comic was about, like, Jake Jimmy is a normal man who, when he has the hammer, becomes Thor. I thought it was...
Yeah, I never read it, but I know it's like they both share a body, or it's like you become the embodiment of. But I'm not sure whose mind. So I don't know how it works. But the point is, she is Thor from now on, which is cool. So check that out. See what that's all about. Tell me if you read it. Tell me what it's all about, because I know nothing beyond that.
Ooh, also, I haven't read it yet, but I need to pick it up. I'm not really following a lot of superhero comics, but I get really excited when there's cool stuff for the ladies. I think it was that Spider-Man spin-off. It was like Edge of the Spider-Verse or alternates, but anyway, so there's the Gwen, there's which heard as
well, that's cool,
and I want to pick that one up. And the art looks really great, and it's an alternative universe where Gwen Stacy gets bitten by the spider and has spider powers and a really badass costume, which I. So,
they do sell the regular
and I'm sure the story is awesome. The art I've seen looks great, but there's lots of great stuff out there. So hopefully, maybe they'll continue and even push it more.
Yeah. Kel McDonald adds to the description is magical girls who are jerks fighting King Arthur. So
magical girls who are jerks fighting King Arthur.
Misfits of Avalon. So there's your sales pitch, or the one line elevator. I keep mixing up what each line is. I'm still trying to lock that down. Trying to lock down what things are.
Perfect.
Let's see, 9:15 on our end. So if you guys got any questions and stuff on the chat, throw them up, and we'll just go, hey, what's up? Wait. What's this? Oh, this is a technical question about our audio. I don't know if anyone else can hear this, but I can only hear every other word Katie is saying. Something weird is going on with her mic.
Oh, really?
You are cutting out.
Oh. Am I really?
Is it your internet?
Is it my internet? You know what? It's probably Photoshop.
Really? Photoshop's ruining our show once again.
Probably Photoshop.
I thought you were hardwired now. You weren't like, no?
I am hardwired.
How do people host shows?
I don't know. This was happening. There's a. How's it now? Is it okay now? I just closed Photoshop. There was there's a book club I follow with Felicia Day, fantasy romance book club, but they kept cutting out yesterday too, and they were saying there's
Oh,
something
not just
going on.
us. If Felicia
Well,
Day
it was
can
saying
be
it
cut
was,
out.
yeah, there was something going on with Google Plus, and I'm like, yes, it's Google Plus's fault. Yeah, maybe right now then. Anyway,
Why don't you Inktober
I talked
instead?
about pick up Spider-Gwen.
That was called Spider-Gwen?
No, I think that's what the
It
nickname
would be
people
really
have
cool
for her.
if she like didn't bother with secret identity. She's like, I climb walls, and she's like Spider-Gwen, and like she just like went with it, and everyone's like, there goes Gwen, crazy old Gwen Stacy climbing walls again. That'd be awesome because like, I remember that actually took me back to if you ever remember watching Lois and Clark, which was long before Smallville. There was this other Superman TV show, which is actually more about Lois than Clark, I feel. But it was called Lois and Clark, and it was about like Superman going in the office and stuff like that. And he'd become Superman too, and whatever. But there's one episode where Lois like jumped to an alternate reality where everyone knew Clark had powers, and he wasn't Superman, but he would just save people and stuff in his suit and had to work. And she entered that reality to like turn him into Superman. She's like, you gotta wear a suit. He's like, why? He's like, because you gotta sell your image, kids.
It's unseemly.
Just a guy in a suit saving people. What is this? It was a weird episode. Lois and Clark, great show.
Just my clipboard so I can draw while I sit here.
Yeah.
Cover for me.
What? Well, I can cover by reading people saying stuff. Maya saying, try and plugging and replugging your headset is one of their... Wait, what? Vaginal fantasy episodes that help with the mic issues? What is going on? What are you saying, Maya? I don't know. I have no control over Katie's audio. I think I blame Google Docs. No, I love Google Docs. I blame Google Plus. There you go. What else is going on? That's comics talk. Lots of comics. If you guys have any other comics you want to post up, we should check it out. Others should check out. How's my audio? Is my audio cutting out? Am I sound good? Do I sound crisp and delightful? Or did I peak on the mic there? Because it was too loud. Just earlier this week, new releases from my end of things. What? A new video, you say? Yes, I do. I say.
Yes, you do.
For no reason at all, I felt like making a video of this series. I was still trying to. Oh man, Lillian, our main assigned sound still comes and goes for Katie. I don't know.
Hey. Weird.
It's weird because I can
see
hear
if it's
her
something with the plug.
for the most part. I'll just switch.
Maybe it's on your end.
Nope. Maybe if we did the live show together like we used to, we could avoid this all over. But Katie likes doing work and stuff during the live show, so we can't.
Because we run for 2 hours and I need to get stuff done.
Yeah, but when we're both on the same camera, it was so much easier. We didn't have all the technical issues. Now it's like I have to import your feed, then export both feeds, and then that. Basically, yes. So yes, earlier this week, Monday even, if you can believe it, I released a video called Unboxed Finally, Mini Foods, where I finally, basically the premise of the series, if I continue doing it, which I actually just shot another one. That's why we have lighting equipment up over there. Over the years, I've like purchased a ridiculous amount of weird stuff, figurines and props and backgrounds and stuff like that, and I just never opened them, never unboxed them because I had nowhere to put them. I still technically have nowhere to put them, as I am running out of space. But I figure, it makes good source material for something I could talk about each week and not. You just keep running around on your camera. I'm going to leave the camera on mute for a second. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a thing. You know what? I'm coming down.
What? No, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's fine.
Should I turn this one off then?
Turn what off?
Should I turn off this thing and just come downstairs?
I guess you could jump out of the show and just go downstairs.
Is my audio still chugging like crazy, guys? If it is, I'll just head downstairs.
Speak a sentence. Here, I'll read something and you respond to this. My H says, the name of Felicia Day's book club is Vaginal Fantasy. Oh, okay, I thought she was talking about like our work.
No, it is. I just always get really shy about saying it.
Just calm down, Shaggy. And your audio is good. I thought she was saying like our show had vaginal fantasies. I'm like,
No,
I don't recall that.
It's the Vaginal Fantasy Book Club, and I'm always about to be like, hooray, time for on Twitter, and I'm like, this, I don't know if I can write that. I'm working on whatever. It's all normal. But I haven't even read all the books, but I just enjoy listening to them chat about the books. It's really fun.
So how was that audio? Did that work for you guys?
That was good.
I think it's only like if we talk over each other, it's like Google Plus fights over who gets priority. It doesn't mix the audio. Yeah, so it's kind of like we have to do like, can I finish? Can I finish? We have to like do that thing where we have to announce when we're done each sentence. But yeah, so if you want a new video from my end of crap, go to uberfriendship.com or uberfriendship on YouTube and you can check out.
Sorry, say that again from my end of crap.
Yeah, because I don't really make.
What did you say?
I don't know. I don't make quality stuff. I just make me rambling.
Stand up for yourself. You gotta promote.
Okay, go to uberfriendship.com or uberfriendship on YouTube and check out Unboxed Finally Mini Foods if you got 15 minutes to waste. Otherwise, just watch the first 5 minutes, which are fun enough, and the rest is just for people who really like mini foods. And there's maybe more to come because I have a lot of boxed figurines and stuff I just want to like, get through. Damn it, Matthew St. Katie's mic is still being weird. I'm going to rewatch this episode, but there's nothing we can do at this point. I have no powers. I hate the internet. Let's see. What else can we talk about? If you guys have questions.
Am I not even...
What?
Was it even on?
Are you on the wrong mic?
Test.
We got Benjamin Boston saying,
Test.
October sounds like
Test.
full of new stuff. Smash Bros. Korra pre-orders for Nimona. Nimona. How does one handle all this and maintain one's wallets?
How does one?
One has to be very careful indeed because, yeah, there's a lot coming up this October, actually. We got Smash Bros. Coming out, I believe tomorrow. Wait, Friday? Is it Friday? Is it Friday? That'd be really soon. The one on 3DS, right? If not this Friday, at least next Friday. It's soon, though. That's happening, so get ready for Smash, guys. I will be online at least once. I don't tend to play online terribly often, but I'm looking forward to the new Smash Bros. Of course. And Korra, that new teaser that came out. That new teaser was fantastic. It showed like, I don't even want to spoil the teaser. Oh man, go check out the new Korra teaser. It's good stuff. First of all, the haircut. That's like first off being like, whoa!
I love a good haircut. I'm coming downstairs. I'm gonna hang up.
All right, fine.
Hanging up.
You guys win. You've pressured Katie into quitting. Now she's gonna come down and share this mic, so we have less strain on the system. I'll just move this camera over here. But yeah, go watch that Korra teaser if you haven't yet. It is some good looking stuff. Korra is currently one of my favorite animated series, and one of the only animated story-driven series I've been like following anyway, to that degree. So I am really looking forward to the new season. Third Eye also saying Shaggy rambling is best rambling though. Thank you. I'm happy. Well, that's why I do this because I don't have to edit it afterwards. Though apparently we have to remove people's feeds so that they can like join us. What if the door's locked? That might hinder things. She may knock or text me. Also jumping in on Maya saying I rarely read the books as well. I just love listening to them chat about the books and everything else. And that's where podcasting really shines. Feel like you're part of the conversation. Do you think she's coming through the door? That's her door. Did she make it? Is she in the door? There you are. Watch out for the camera equipment.
Oh my god.
That's expensive. Okay, so there you go. Now you have no reason to complain. Why am I even wearing headphones anymore? No reason. What's up?
I just want to know if I was cutting out the whole time and everyone's like, or if it was just at the end there. Because some great stories this time.
Well, that's like something people were saying on that documentary, I Know That Voice. It's like how voice actors mess with audio technicians. That they're in the booth and like, and they're like, no, but then they're like, no. Son of a DiMaggio! It's just interesting documentary I haven't watched yet. Mm-hmm. Now that Kay's joined us, let's go to the pressing hour.
Oh, really? I can't just tune this out when you're right here.
Oh, no, this is great.
I'm just going to draw.
Okay, not depressing per se, but man, 2 weeks ago or last week, my theme music could have been, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, I feel good.
Yeah.
Because I was feeling good. Because I went to a voice audition, that thing that I was completely terrified to do, and it went smashing. Went great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did everything. I read all the lines. I felt confident. I only fumbled maybe like once, and it's not even a big deal because it's just recording. You know, and it felt good, and I'm like, oh, I feel great. Just yesterday,
you came in so angry. And I was like in the middle of a good work streak, so I wanted to be supportive, but I was also like, you're totally harshing my like jolly drama.
It's way past midnight. Why are you still awake?
I don't know.
You're never up that late.
Well, I was working on sometimes I hit a good solid streak for drawing, and I'm like, let's just keep going. I'm like, yeah, and you're like,
so to begin with, currently I'm like, let's say freelancing. Sure, why not? So it gives me time to like jump.
You're available for freelance?
Yes, why not? That's what we call it. So it gave me time to kind of like bounce around and like do odd jobs and things like that every now and then, or help out just like for experience, just like do things just to learn. And like a friend posted a thing being like, hey, you know, we're doing a video for something, and we need like some actors if anyone's interested. I'm like, okay, why not? I've never done it. I haven't done anything in a while. Who knows what this is about? I don't even know what it's for. But I'm like, sure. You know, I got nothing to do. Always up for experience, meet new people, whatever.
Yeah.
So, all well and good. I head down. It's kind of like a, you know, I don't want to give any too many details because it's like basically whatever happened isn't like a big deal in the long run. But it's just crippled my, you know, happiness.
It shouldn't do it.
It destroyed all the happiness I had from the previous week. Remember, walking on sunshine. Okay. So basically, it's just like a scene for like a a video contest type thingy of just like what goes on in a ad agency or something like that. For I'm not giving any details, but the point is like all I had to do was like a couple simple actions. I had to like draw on a wall, draw things, and like that all went just well. Like I had to hand someone like a device USB stick. It's great, and like the foreshadowing of things going horribly wrong was also I was wearing glasses for this role, and I had a whole bunch of different T-shirts. So I had like I had a not a briefcase, but I had like a luggage, green luggage. Just I filled it with T-shirts because they told me like bring some options. I'm like, okay, so I just took everything I own basically and brought this whole luggage. That'll be important later. But the point is, I had like switched T-shirts throughout. I didn't tell you like this part, but so after the first shot, like we did the scene where I had to hand the thing over. It's great. In my role, I was wearing glasses, so it's like okay, we're gonna wear glasses again. So since I don't often wear glasses indoors, I only wear it for travel, I just had them on absentmindedly. So when I switched my shirt, the glasses actually like squished up against my face, and the lens popped out.
Oh shoot!
And like hit the floor, and I'm like,
these are your.
Did I just? Yeah, these are like my legit glasses. I'm like, did I just break my glasses? And like the next scene, my character's not gonna have glasses anymore because I just broke my glasses. So now we're like ruining continuity. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. Whoa. Long and the short of it, though, it wasn't actually too bad because it freaked me out because my lens popped out, and my lenses are like bottomless lenses kind of thing here. But they're actually not. There's a wire.
Is that them?
There's a really thin wire on my glasses that the glass itself has like a rivet that's like held up by it, and I did ridge it back in, and it's fine. But what I didn't notice at the time is when like I was in my shirt, switching my shirts, and the glass popped in. When the glass popped, it actually like I think it scratched my eye. Because my eye was like, it was kind of sore to blink, and I was looking in the mirror, and I thought I saw like a dent on my eye, like somewhere there. Seems fine now.
As you're like,
as it hurt to blink during the shoot, I'm like, okay, but whatever, fine. The show must go on. So everything's fine from here on out. I draw things on the wall. The scene I walk by, I draw a thing on the wall. We're all good. We're all good. I hang around, chat up some people. What's up? Next scene. Final scene is at this other location we get right over to, and that's where I have like a paragraph of dialogue. I got to perform now. Helen's walking by. I actually have like a paragraph of dialogue that I have to like say, and it's something like it's a script that I read. I read over and over and over and over because I'm not. If I am any sort of actor, it would be more voice because all I got to do is I go in the booth and the script is right there for me and I can just read it at my own time. I have my own cues, but memorizing dialogue may not necessarily be my strong suit, I find, or as I learned more so from this experience. Because once I finally had to go in and deliver it, for the life of me, I could not get through this whole paragraph without screwing something up. And it wasn't as much of me like just forgetting anything, but it was because a lot of the stuff in the script was interchangeable with other stuff burnt into my head.
Yeah.
So I was like swapping words unconsciously every single time. Like if the line had me to say, agency, I would say studio, because that's like my background. If the line had me say campaign, I would say project. And I couldn't, every single time, I couldn't get it right. And I kept screwing up this line again and again and again. And I'm just like sweating buckets, stuttering.
Your eyes, like...
My eyes like freaking out. I got a shaky hand because I'm supposed to hold a phone. And like in my mind, I'm not nervous. It's like I'm in front of camera right now, making a fool of myself in front of all the internet. But like I do public speaking, I've done convention panels, workshops. I'm not afraid to public speak, but like I just could not deliver this. And eventually, like I think we got something good enough or close enough. And it's just like I was just hating myself in the moment because I'm like, I'm not gonna say I'm an actor or nothing to that degree, but I'm like when you're acting in something, it's like knowing the lines is just the basics. It's how to deliver them is what is most important to that point. And I just couldn't do the lines, and I was just everything I like accumulated from be like, yeah, I did an awesome audition to this. And I was just like, I was miserable after that. I'm just like, and I came home in the cab, like they gave us cabs and stuff like that, like and tickets and stuff. And like there was one more scene after that just went fine. I had like staple stuff and whatever. But I was just like,
stapling.
Yeah. I was just so down on myself the whole night because I'm just like, I hate wasting people's time, and I know it's like it's free, it's pro bono type thing, so it's not like you get what you pay for, or whatever you want to say. But I was just like, I was just miserable because I'm like, I know I can do better. I've been practicing this one paragraph, and I'm not saying one paragraph, it's like 2 sentences, it was like maybe 5 sentences, but it's so kind of technical driven that my safety net was like just remembering things that I already know and to replace the words with, and it's just like I couldn't. And then after I got home, I realized halfway through telling you.
As I was like, how's it go? You're like, I hate everything.
Halfway through ruining your flow, I realized I left the green luggage I told you about earlier in the story, I left in the trunk of the cab. I'm like, oh, God, no. So now I had to go on this whole thing of like contacting the people who ordered the cabs and trying to figure out which cab had the luggage, and there's 3 possibilities, and I called the cab company and they're like, which number did they call from? So I had to call this person, and they're like, where was it from? And all this back and forth, and it led to today me having to track down the luggage myself, and it's just like,
this is the weird story too. So you go to track down the luggage.
Oh no, I don't want to delve into like the whole thing with that.
You don't have to say what the place was, but it was kind of weird how that went.
It's not weird how it went down. I had to retrieve the luggage in not a sneaky way, but I had to retrieve the luggage.
You were waiting for people.
I don't want. Yeah.
You're not gonna talk about. Okay.
No.
Well, it was just,
secrets. That's for the after show.
Well,
that's for you guys.
I was gonna say briefly. I've lost a phone in a cab before, and that sucked. But I was able to. I called it, and then the person, the driver, answered and came back and delivered it to me because I was going to see a show at Roy Thompson Hall, so we were hanging outside like, woo! And then he just came and dropped it off. So
and here's the thing: is like I've lost stuff in cabs before too, and I from that moment on, like back, if you guys were at our Shanahanigans live show when we launched the book on Halloween, I left a tripod on the way there in the car, and that's why I couldn't find it at the shoot. And I'm like, "Where's the tripod?" And like, and I don't even remember what the cab company was. I'm like, "Was it a silver cab?" And then I started researching all the silver cabs. There's like 3 companies in Toronto,
Did you lose it?
And like it was basically.
Wow.
But it's just like, and from then on, I'm like, every cab I will enter, I will read out the number beforehand, just so I have it somewhere in my memory. I didn't do it. I never do it. I just get in and like, I was chatting because I was in the cab with like one of the other people in the shoot, so we're just kind of chatting about stuff in Toronto and flipped over buses for the Incredible Hulk and whatever.
Yeah.
But and so I just absentmindedly, I just left the cab, ran upstairs, hang out with Katie and ruin her day, and then I'm like, I left my luggage in the car.
You know what you should start doing? Like maybe you could get receipts when you pay for the cab.
Maybe.
And then that way you have something for tax purposes. And then also maybe they would have the number of the cab on the receipt as well.
Little Armina gives a hug for Shaggy. Thank you very much. Because I woke up this morning. Let's go back again. My song was this morning was hello darkness, my old friend. And I'm just lying there. And for some reason, picturing Bridges Under Troubled Waters instead, because I keep mixing up those 2 songs. So I was seeing Bridges Under Troubled Waters while that song was playing. But I'm like, it's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, why bother getting up?
Really?
There's no reason to get up. I was like, it's stupid to get up. That was this morning. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, I felt like everything just started going wrong, and I feel like an idiot, and like I know I'm better, and maybe it reaffirms that I don't know. I thought I told
you don't want to do commercials.
Well, it reaffirms I've never been, even when I do my own videos, I never jump to the opportunity to like do a character on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while I'll do it, and even when we had the live show on The Escapist, I was always rather being behind the camera. I didn't want to be a character.
Like acting.
Because like there's certain characters, if they're over the top, I'll do it. If they're subtle, I can't. I don't have the skill for that on screen, because like you watch all this actor stuff where it's all like, oh, he goes for the toast like this, and I'm just like, I can't even think about the like this. I'm trying to think about him talking about toast first.
That stuff I can't do like in front of a camera. That stuff I have to sit and think about. Like, how would I draw this person going for the toast?
And that's why I like the voice acting, because I can go in the booth right now and just be like, oh, I went for the toast. So I'm like, oh, I went for the toast. Like I can take my time, and there's cues, which are words. I can read them and remember what my inflection was going to be, versus sitting there being like thinking about the script, because it's like, as actors are supposed to like embed in themselves the experiences, so they're not literally reading a script. They're talking about their own past, which is a fake past, but it becomes so real that you can do it. And I'm just like, ugh. But to recap though, like everyone was like very kind, and getting the luggage, like they helped me out like quite a bit, because it was my own fault for like forgetting in the trunk. So they helped me out quite a bit to like track it down, and people got in touch, and like it was a late night already. It was already like 12 o'clock when we all got back. So I'm very grateful for them being helpful. But I was just so down on myself this morning and last night. But segue, what cures a bad mood? Video games where you massacre over 50 bajillion bad guys. Hyrule Warriors, folks.
Ridiculous.
Hyrule Warriors came out last week, and when you are down in the dumps, nothing is better than selecting friggin' Impa, getting a giant stupid sword, and destroying everything in sight.
I find it must be super fun to play it. I found watching it, I was like, how does it get crazier than this? The first level is
it gets crazier than this, because once you like play through Impa a bit, one of her final moves is fantastic, where all of your enemies are in this circle, and then all these blades emerge from the ground and just go shunk. Jeez. And like I was up till 5 a.m. just laying waste to all of Hyrule, just to like put my rage into something constructive, into like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to save. I don't know if there's a plot, but man, that game was fun. Fully recommend Hyrule Warriors, guys.
Yep.
No matter the mood. If down in the dumps, I understand now. Usually I read those articles and people are like, why is everyone taking video games so seriously? I just play them, when I'm in a bad mood, and then I'm like, oh, he doesn't appreciate the art. I understand now. When you're in a bad mood, destroying everything feels wonderful.
To massacre pixels.
Yeah, there's, oh my gosh, like you are doing combos on 50 skeleton things at once. There are like torrents of bad guys coming at you, and you are Link spinning into them. Or I started using the girl with the blue hair. I don't know her name to yet, or which game she actually comes from, because I haven't played all the Zeldas. And she's more like kind of a trap magic character, where she's a little tricky on one-on-one fights. But in a group, her finish is she creates these like barriers that kind of like books along in a row, like down the row of all the bad guys. Then she jumps back and forth across them and like smacks everyone. Then she blows them all up. And I'm just like, thank you, Nintendo. Thank you, Temco, or whoever the other company is. This is the game I needed now. Sometimes you have that book where you're like, I was in a place and it really helped me out. Hyrule Warriors is that book. For this awful performance I presented, Hyrule Warriors saved me.
Catcher in the Rye.
Hyrule Warriors is that book. When people were like, oh, I read Wuthering Heights just for fun. Hyrule Warriors is my book that got me out of that slump. Oh my god. Hyrule Warriors is my Confessions of a Wallflower.
Is your
my one day of drudgery was saved by Hyrule Warriors. I will tweet to Nintendo and tell them that.
You should. I think they'd appreciate that.
Yeah. Dear Nintendo, Hyrule Warriors saved me from one day of being shitty. Thank you. But it's true. I felt great after. Not this morning, though, because then I remembered how bad the performance was. But,
stop dwelling on it.
No, I know not to. I have the two minds, but sometimes I have to allow myself to feel. I can so easily shut out emotion, just be like, I have to edit.
Yeah, that's how I get a lot of work done.
Yeah. But how about you guys? Do you guys have a Hyrule Warriors? A Hyrule Warriors in your life? Such a good game. I know it's repetitive and it's mindless, but man, it feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my gamepad ran out of battery, and it starts fresh every day because I leave it on the charger. I had to switch to the Pro Controller. My God. But not to bring you guys down the dumps, because if you're all working on stuff too, I know we all have our days. Except sometimes it's in front of a bunch of people who are filming it.
Mm-hmm. That's, yeah. Sometimes it's being recorded and over-recorded. Yeah.
Sometimes it's wasting people's precious time. And I'm like, damn it. Because I wasn't like embarrassed. I was angry at myself. I wasn't like, you know, when you get on the stage, on the school play, and you forget your line, and you're the tree, and you run off stage like, it wasn't like that.
No, because you stayed, you worked through it, so you did the best you could.
I did, but I felt like everything led up to this, and it's just like, ugh.
I wouldn't call this your like big chance though. Like,
I just felt like I could have done better.
Advertising commercial.
But no, it's not even for an opportunity or anything like that. It was just like I was just doing it just to help out.
Yeah,
I was just like a friend
it doesn't work out,
yeah.
And then you go, all right, what did I learn from this? What would I not want to do again? All right, let's keep moving forward.
I've concluded
is you can't like associate it with like your self-worth as a person. And that's something I think that a lot of artists can't help. It's something we have to like try and keep the art away from what makes us valuable as a person. Yeah. A lot of times it's like if a project fails, you're like, I am a waste of human life. But it's like, no, it's something you do. It's not you. It's something you produce. So like,
yeah. That was my night.
Hey.
That was my 5 a.m. How are you guys doing? It's 9:42 and I haven't had dinner yet, so we'll probably start wrapping up soon.
I'm gonna need to eat some food.
Yeah. I wanted to get comfort food too this morning. I'm like, I want to get the thing that I love most.
What's that?
So like I went out to Gucci, where like that little...
Wait, was that breakfast?
Maybe.
Gucci was not your breakfast.
Technically at lunchtime, so...
Well, I mean, it's high protein, I guess.
But I foolishly didn't order the chicken because I'm like, oh, I haven't done the beef yet. And like the beef was just kind of all right, and I was just like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I'm just sitting there with the chopsticks, like, because I'm like, I didn't order the chicken.
There with this gloom in front of the guy who served you the chicken.
I could have had a Japanese curry. Instead, I got this beef that's really stringy, and there's more rice. It's disproportionate to the beef. And this green tea is a small portion. I was just like sitting there on Dundas, just like, this day just gets better.
There's a pool there too, so you could just be like floating in it with your beef.
And what this all comes back to, the paranoia in me is 2 days ago I posted a photo that since I don't have curtains, I put an umbrella up in to block the sunlight instead so I can keep working. And someone wrote, ooh, that's gonna give you bad luck. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
No.
The umbrella. So the glasses, my eye, the script, the luggage,
so did you
the umbrella.
You just break the umbrella? Like, I don't see
As you can see, it's gone now.
Oh.
I removed it.
Oh. So you're just gonna let sunlight pour. You should just get curtains. Just get curtains for that window.
And that's the conclusion of everything. The curtains would have saved us all. Oh man. Matthew Bichard saying soon gonna get regarding the Hyrule Warriors, gonna get it and play it with my siblings when I go home for a break. The reviews said that the co-op was like, it's choppy and the graphics go down, but honestly the action is so mindless and fun anyway. Like I had 1 or 2 slowdowns and blips. It works well enough. My only complaint is I don't really like playing on the Wii U screen, but you know, if you got your siblings playing along, it's fine as fun. But be sure to play single player too, just to appreciate that there's a bajillion bad guys on screen. And you're just gonna cut right through them all. It's great. Also, we got the third Ed saying not a game, but Gravity Falls was my Hyrule Warriors this week, and that's awesome. And that's
catch up on that.
And that's the thing in the end. Like when I'm like when stories like that was what I always took away from way back when with the Shrub Monkeys, when people would like leave comments being like, oh, this totally made my day. Or if any of our videos do that for you guys, like I don't want to bring everyone down with this one, but I'm like when when a creator's work is what helps you through like even the little troubles or the big troubles, that's one of the most validating things to hear. Just to be like, oh, this comic kind of helped me out through a bad time or just like a bad day. I'm like that. I love hearing that.
Yeah, I find that's a lot of the time like that's what'll keep me going making stuff, because it's like, I don't know. I mean, that's the stuff that makes me happiest. A lot of times when you work on a show, it's like you're so detached from your audience. Like I don't even know when episodes I work on are aired. Yeah. So I don't know if anyone's seeing that stuff, but with the internet, it's easy to like, hey, I read this. Yeah. Thanks for making that.
Just be like, it was funny, brighten me up. I had a bad day, and nobody do.
I had a song in my head all day, and I was gonna remember it for the show, but I don't want it to come back in my head. But it was freaking annoying. Okay. And now that I'm describing it, it's like trying to like come back into my head. But,
yeah, I know that feeling where it's clawing at you from the darkness.
No, it's like, like, no.
It's, what was my song that I had stuck? It was the one from. My song was the one from 500 Days of Summer.
No.
Was it that one? It wasn't that one, was it?
It was a Christmas song.
All right, what was the one from 500 Days of Summer? Remember that one?
God,
how does it start?
A Christmas song?
It starts.
Oh, it's coming.
It's when he's dancing. 500 Days of Summer. What song was that? Yeah, Alex. I don't know if I told you guys about it, but for some reason, for like a week straight, it goes, and I walk, dun, 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 dun. For some reason, only that opening was stuck in my head because I don't know the words. So for a week straight, it was like, dun, 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 you know, and I'm like, I don't know why. It was just, and I want that. And then, like the song that replaced that was something from me watching all that Fallout 3 videos, because they have a lot of like old like 40s, 50s songs or 30s, 40s, 50s songs. Like there's one of I'm not gonna set the world on fire.
Who's this?
I just want to set a spark in your heart, or whatever it is. All these like old timey songs. And so I went to like Songs or Groove Shark, and I was like listening to these playlists of just like Fallout 3 style music or music sampled for that thing. It's all just like old kind of croony kind of sing song. It was like interesting. Not great for being productive, so I'm like, this is not the most catchy put stuff in tunes, but sure, why not?
Motivation Town.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up soon though, because I gotta eat something. And thanks for letting me vent on y'all's. Oh, quick note about Hyrule Warriors also. Which I mentioned briefly. The most dangerous thing in the game is basically the kokus. Those chickens. If you enrage them, you will die. They came after me relentlessly. Like
form up.
I was trying to save like the kingdom, and the chicken faction is this whole other swarm coming at me.
Oh no!
So I have skeletons and chickens and friggin'.
And then when you're trying to chop the skeleton, you accidentally chop a chicken. And...
Well, the thing is, on a map, the one chicken will follow you on certain missions. So it's like always in range for a spin attack. And it's going out of its way to get hit just so it could be pissed off.
No.
And I'm like, leave me alone, chicken. I'm trying to like survive. I'm trying to save Hyrule and turn the tide. One-man army. Technically, though, it's more one-woman army. And that's the most interesting thing about the game is there's a huge female cast in this game.
Yeah.
Which during this time of like video games and like there's a lot of problems with representation. Hyrule Warriors has a majority female cast, and most of them are insane to play. Friggin' Impa, her sword is ginormous, and she has insane like water spells where she does hit, gathers everyone up in a big water, and then explodes it. There's the girl with the spell book who like one of her finals is she makes like a wall of pyramids of ice, then blows them all up and things like that. Then you have Sheik who's just running around, and it's just like it is a fun game. Mm-hmm. Hyrule Warriors is a treat, and I haven't even unlocked all the characters yet. It is fun. Go play it. Go support it. I want Nintendo validated that they're branching out, working with more third parties, making games, because they kind of needed that. They needed some more life, and because Nintendo makes great games on their own too, of course, no doubt about it. But it's also nice to get like a different perspective, to see how they take it. No doubt about it. Hyrule Warriors pre-order now. I know it's out, but go get it. Friggin', oh man, Impa might be my new favorite.
Nice.
Her hits are just devastating.
The game is just like
she does a move where she just makes a wall of spinning fire for no reason and then knocks other people into it. I'm just like, this is over the top. I am loving this. This is great. Good stuff. What else do I have left? Oh yeah, and the last thing though, my comment on Twitter about Hyrule Warriors was also it's the most fan fiction game you'll ever play this season.
Really?
Because it's all of your favorite Zelda characters from everything are all in one screen, which is very like Dissidia, very Final Fantasy Dissidia like. We're like, there's Cloud, there's Squall, there's Diva, there's everyone, you know, and they're all in one scene. And it's so fanficky. But the one problem with it though is since the game is not voiced over, like with dialogue, it's all your favorite characters giggling, grunting, and yelling like
Zelda does giggle a lot.
Ah! Like all hanging together to grunt with each other, basically. And you're like, all my favorite characters, all the stars are here to grunt at me.
Just like I always dreamed it would be.
It was like, awesome.
This is like the after party.
But to be fair, that's how it would be because there's no other version of Zelda where they're all like talking and having fun. Though weirdly, there is a narrator lady, and I'm not sure who she's supposed to be. She's just like, the powers of Hyrule.
Oh yeah, I was like, this is Zelda.
Because normally it's just like...
Yeah. What is that? What is that sound?
I think it's like the end of a paragraph.
I want that for you. There's one that's like... And it's kind of like a gem thing. I want that for my text.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's when...
I'm going to write that down.
I think that's just when you get like a rupee. But like a high... Is it a higher rupee though? It might be like a really expensive one.
Because rupees are usually like ching.
Yeah, no, it's ching, ching, ching.
Yeah.
I think that's a larger rupee. It might be like a good rupee.
Dialogue?
I won't know. That would be a good text notification though.
Yeah, because my text notification stresses me out. So
what is it?
It's just loud. Just gah!
That'd be a good sound. I'm not sure. Is that rupee or is that bombs? It might be items. It might be items because it's not hearts.
Yeah, Zelda. I think it's
look up that. That would be a good sound for a thing. Yeah.
Sound effect.
Yeah. So beyond that, I guess to wrap things up and get some sort of food or something like that.
Yeah, and I gotta get back to work upstairs.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm trying to delve into having like a new release schedule where I have some more stuff coming out because I've recorded a whole bunch of audio shorts and skits for the Shaggy Sound Time, which is my weird little re-entry into audio over at SoundCloud. Look up SoundCloud, Shaggy Shan, subscribe or whatever to that if you want to hear some stuff. I think the latest thing I put up was either British Totoro or something else. But I want to like each week have something new for that. So I'm going to post something new tomorrow. I just hope it's not going to get flagged for the copyright music. It's necessary. I like that song for it. So go to SoundCloud, look up Shaggy Shan or type Shaggy Sound Time, and that's the playlist where I'm going to be adding new audio stuff each week. And usually it's for experimental reasons, for being like, for this, the one I want to put tomorrow was I was trying to make a cool sounding kind of robo voice, kind of like, you know, the filters, not like the filters they use on Portal necessarily, but just that overbearing voice. So I just wanted to test with that. And funny enough, I used a preset of like what I made, a modified version of that for something else I made. So it was worth doing because I'm like, I need that robot voice again. And if you listen to did you get the email I sent you? Because I sent you a radio play recently.
Did you?
Well, it was through Google Docs, so I don't know how they notified you.
I don't know. I saw you send me like a script thing.
Yeah, it was a script and a radio play.
All right, I'll check it out. And
I used the filter on that too, and I like the effect of it, so it's really cool.
Okay.
So Thursdays, tentatively Thursdays, since we have live show either Tuesday or Wednesday. I want to do Shaggy Sound Time on Thursday. So each Thursday, you guys are going to get a new audio piece, which is fun. And if I can keep the pacing of what I'm doing in that back room there, hopefully every Monday will be a new video on Uber Friendship. So for now, it's going to be unboxed finally because it's kind of simple to do. I just have to sit at a table and just yap. For those of you who enjoy me just endlessly bellowing at you.
Okay, that sweater you had with all the donuts and burgers on it. Where did you get that?
That was Urban Outfitters.
So that's yours. You didn't borrow it.
That's mine.
That's your sweater?
That's my sweater. That's the first time I've worn it.
That's an insane sweater.
If you know what we're talking about, go to uberfriendship.com.
I can't believe you own that. I was like, I couldn't even like, I don't know.
I couldn't fathom that sweater. Yeah, no, I saw it at Urban Outfitters. I'm like, I must have that. I don't know why, but I must. Or go to YouTube, Uber Friendship, UberFriendship. And the latest episode is Unboxed Finally Mini Foods, where I unbox tiny teens, just to give you a taste.
Oh my god!
Oh, don't worry about that. That's later. They haven't seen that yet. That's a later episode. Cute. This is an example of tiny food.
No.
Up there is what I just filmed that you guys won't see for a while.
Oh my god.
But it's adorable, and this came with
really
it.
Nice.
That's a tiny sundae.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I know. It's adorable.
That's so cute.
I just shot that episode. It's a good episode. You guys in for a treat and a half. Yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
And what's that amazing thing over there?
What? Pokeroo! That's all the updates I got.
Yeah, I'm. October is I love October. It's gonna be a busy month. Though,
I think it's Ape for some of the people, right?
Ape, I think, is this weekend. And if you're going to Ape, check out our buddy Stu Livingston. I don't know where he is.
Stu. Is he gonna be there? Is Megan gonna be there too? Or?
I don't know if she's.
Because I want her new book.
I want her new book.
I want the cat book.
Yeah, I think Faith Erin Hicks is gonna be.
This is in San Francisco, of course. Ape, the Alternative Press Expo.
I really like Ape. I'm sad we're not going this year.
Yeah.
I think this is the year we make comics. The next year,
we're
into shows.
And if you're going to San Francisco for Ape, for God's sake, go to Johnny Fooley's for Dueling Pianos.
Yeah.
I thoroughly recommend it. It's one of the funnest things I've ever done in a different city.
It's great. Get there early because it's a small venue and it fills up, but it's amazing. Johnny Foley's.
It's an Irish pub.
It's by the hostel.
Yeah, it was near 5th in the main, whatever the main street is. It's like a block up in West. I don't know. Like Johnny Foley's.
It can be.
No, it was just HI downtown. Yeah.
Really fun.
Go to Johnny Foley's if you're in. Bring your friends. Dueling Pianos is fantastic. Dueling Pianos is just stupid fun. It's just there's 2 piano players with a big piano, and they're all vying for your money. And people are outbidding each other, and they play any song you want. And it's one of the most ludicrous evenings you can have. And everyone dances and sings. Eventually,
the players are really entertaining, and it's kind of like it's like a good old fun karaoke thing. If you're not the one doing karaoke, but everybody, it's like a whole room of people singing Tiny Dancer or Piano Man.
It's the one thing I have never seen in Toronto, dueling pianos, and it is ludicrous.
And Toronto's got so much great stuff.
Yeah.
We got comics. We have not donuts. We have lots
comics and donuts.
Stuff.
Come to Toronto.
We need dueling pianos.
We need dueling pianos, and I'm not the one to start it because I can't play. But San Francisco's a fun town.
Yeah.
Definitely check that out. Any other new releases, upcoming events, parties?
I know a bunch of stuff is happening with the Book Island. So if you're in Toronto and you want to check out fun comic events, check out the Book Island Facebook page because they have a lot of events there. So this weekend is the launch of the Gotham Academy is happening on Saturday, and there's a bunch of events happening. Art Spiegelman is in town.
Cool.
The creator of Mouse, the graphic novel, telling a story about his father.
Oh wow, he's doing a talk. Wow.
He's doing a talk here about what the hell happened to comics, and
and this is after Banned Book Week too, of course. Where a lot of talk was about that.
So I believe it's mid-October, and then there's a whole bunch of book launches. What else is happening?
Every Wednesday, anime screenings at the Review Theater.
Yeah, the Review Theater.
Every Wednesday, this is Taffy who's hosting,
and the
Toronto Japanese Foundation Society.
The Toronto Japanese Foundation.
Those guys
are screening a bunch of anime. So they're screening the Akira movie.
Wasn't today, was it?
No, it's
okay. I had tickets for everything. So
you have tickets to Akira?
I got tickets for everything.
Because it's sold out. I was trying to get it.
Day of, I got 2 tickets to every show just in case. So if you want to go see Akira, you can save that ticket. I want to see Akira
on the big screen.
All right, you asked for it. It's Katie's. It's Katie's. Yes. No one gets Akira.
I got 2 tickets to that My Wonderland one.
Okay.
The cutesy one about life growing up in rural Japan. Anyway, lots of fun stuff happening. So that's every Wednesday. There's a screening. Inktober. Get started if you want to join in. Just ink something every day. I'm working on my sketches. I'm gonna do a Nimona one tonight, and I'm just trying to figure out some sketches, but it's really rough right now.
Cool.
And Halloween, of course. What are your plans? What are you guys up to? He has a great idea.
Yeah, we'll see if I do it. Yeah, we'll see. It might be a little expensive.
We'll keep that a secret for now.
Yeah.
But
well, if we're plotting something for Halloween, that might be fun. It might be Upworthy. Internet people like thumbs and shit.
Oh yeah.
You might like it. Kotaku will talk about it. IGN.
Yay!
Maybe. No, they probably won't. No one will like it.
Yeah. Yep. I think New York Comic Con's also this month, but we aren't going, so whatever.
Nope.
But,
oh well.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Just check your local listings.
Cool. Our stuff, of course. I don't know where I keep it, but
I'm not going upstairs.
Nope. I'm not moving either. Sometimes in life, we need a book in our hands because we're like, I keep my hands in this position and there's nothing there, and I'm illustrating the points. Nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
There's one book that can fit that position. It's called Silly Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I've been hawking this book for years now, it feels like. Silly Kingdom is available from sillykingdom.com. And it's got all your favorites. Silly. Kingdom.
Even
more.
Oh.
And then some.
We are so close to being done the second one.
Oh my gosh, I've seen some new stuff, man. It's exciting.
I want to finish one drawing before I send out an email to the backers so far, but I also have a storyboard due on the 13th, so I gotta hit that first, and then I can. It's gonna print. It's going to print this month, so Silly Kingdom 2 is going to be shipping out so soon.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking forward to that. But for now, you can tide over the excitement by getting yourself another copy of the original Silly Kingdom at sillykingdom.com. Physical copy, $5.
$5.
Digital copy, 99 cents.
99 cents.
99 cents. The low price of 99. It's barely $1.
Yeah.
I've had more expensive shredded beef on rice than that book.
There's like, I don't know, food's expensive in Toronto, but every time I pay like $15 for lunch or something, I'm just like, man, I could have bought 3 comics.
15 web comics or 3 physical comics. Wow.
Exactly.
Amazing it is. But also we'll keep you guys posted about the new one. There's also, of course, the Shanahanigans book if you want to see all the old comics that we may have referenced during the show.
It's the Shrub Monkeys collection. In fact, I hesitate to call it Shanahanigans because people are like, huh?
Shrub Monkeys collection.
Like,
well, it's called both because we didn't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Branding. Look at it. It's so good at it. It smells like it sounds.
You love the Shanahanigans so much, I was like, okay.
No, fine, we'll get rid of it. Well, I told people like a while ago we're going to switch the show to just be called Shan Live.
Saying that. I was like, you're the one who was like, when I was like, I don't know if this will work, and you're like, oh, but it's a Shanahan. I'm like, fine.
If you know anything about me, I indulge in the complicated, then I regret it after the fact.
Yeah, after I paid for the web service for 3 years, you're like,
that escapist show was a mess to make, but I loved it. Let's make an anthology-style show, a variety show every week. Oh my goodness. I try to not be complicated, and I just be complicated all over again.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we change the show to Shan Live? Is that easier to share? SHAN Live.
Shenanigans. I don't know if I would use it for a comic call. I don't know. Whatever. We'll just see what happens.
I do like Shanimation though.
Yeah.
Spells itself. Cool. Yeah, if you want to follow us, of course. We're winding down because we're getting in food mode.
Yeah, food and deadlines.
Food deadlines. Katie stuff, of course. Katie Shy on the Twitters and the Tumblrs.
Yes.
Myself, Shaggy Shan on the Twitters and the Tumblrs and the YouTube. A lot of people still watching that Gravity Falls video I made a while back, and that's why I made it my YouTube trailer because it's like 12K people. So I'm like, all right, 12,000 or so.
I gotta watch the next episodes.
Yeah, no, I gotta catch up on that show too. But yeah, beyond that, keep an eye also on my SoundCloud with Shaggy Shan and uberfriendship.com for everything else we do. And of course, subscribe to the Shanahanigans Facebook because that's where we post all the most recent updates and silly things. New articles posted recently on featured artist of the thing.
Yes,
it was you.
Animation. It was
me. It was all you.
All me.
This one, she's featured.
Yeah. On
that thing.
But I still talk about you.
Oh really?
And your photo is the.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like bigger than you are in that photo. It's awesome.
You're giant. It's like an Egyptian wall thing where I'm the size of your hand and you're
I'm blocking in on it. It's great.
It was more important than this. Clearly.
So check out that page. Subscribe. It makes it a lot easier. Google Plus. Join it. I don't know.
Stuff.
It makes it easier to get in touch.
Start wheeling out of here.
Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Yo, bye.